I believe strongly that Nigeria as constituted now cannot work properly. Okay, just imagine if you want to find something like a national age bracket for like marriage. It's not going to work out nationally. You can't have those kind of national laws in Nigeria because of our religious beliefs. And if you believe like in the West where they say you have to be like above 16 or 17 before you can be legally married, it won't work in Nigeria. So you can't have this kind of, there are things that you cannot have consensus on. Those are the basic laws that functioning societies have.
This is the Stereosys.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Stereosys. In the episode today, we'll be discussing about a cleric in the north, a Muslim cleric who actually was advocating for the death of the first lady, Miss Tinubu, and the cleric was advocating for the death of the wife of the president because she's a Christian, and he said that Allah instructed in Quran that such people should be killed and not be spared. That Allah prohibits a Muslim from marrying such kind of people. And he goes on to talk about a lot of things, that saying things like you are running a Muslim ticket, he has been married to that Tinubu is married to a Christian for all that long, he was not able to convert the woman. So, and when you listen to this kind of teacher, although he has come out to apologize as the cleric, and also blaming news outlets, some news outlets are reporters for actually making the stuff go viral, and also blaming Sheikh Usani, people who I think retweeted such teaching. And when you listen to this kind of teachings sometimes, or this kind of statements coming from the far north, and you begin to wonder a lot of things about the country. These kind of things are very important. It's not the first time you are hearing these kind of things. You must be very naive to be surprised. The people have been killed severally in the north, or being lynched for blasphemy in the secular state. And when all these kind of things happen, sometimes you get to think about a lot of things. And number one thing that comes to your mind is, can this country work? Can we live together as a people? Can we have a properly functioning society like the ones you see, or the countries we admire to be like? And regardless of what you think about what your answer is to that question, gives you a lot of concern whether this country can work as one. I strongly believe that a multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious society like ours will find it very hard to work. You may not agree with what I'm saying, but there are researches to how diverse and the composition of Christian and Muslim in this country. And Nigeria as itself is a novel experiment. This is a very unusual experiment. No country has the characteristics and the composition of ethnic diversity and the religious groups the way we have it in Nigeria. Nigeria, even functioning as it is now, is a miracle. This is a very new and unusual experiment. And I will get to the details of the composition of religious groupings in Nigeria and the numbers in a moment. And this discussion is very important, and we must be bold to hold those kind of conversations. I know it's a very controversial area to go to. Every man is somehow a slave to his beliefs and convictions. Beliefs and convictions don't yield to logic. So you don't expect, even if cleric sees what I'm saying now, to drop what he's saying, or people forced him to actually apologize, doesn't actually mean the man does not believe what he was saying, or he has changed his mind. You must be naive to believe those kind of things. And that somebody asks you to apologize about your position about things you believe in does not mean you don't believe in that anymore. You may be cajoled to apologizing, but that does not mean that people was actually talking to his congregation. And if you listen to the if you listen to the apology, he was actually talking about actually angry that people had to make the thing go viral. He wasn't talking to them. He was preaching to his people. And you begin to wonder if this country is going to work. Now, in the first 10 countries with the highest number of Muslim population, we have Nigeria number 5. According to a Pew Research Center publication, it was published in 2019, but carried out in 2015. There are. I'll show it to you on the screen. Nigeria is number 5, the most populated country with the highest number of Muslims. Nigeria has around 50%, around above 90 million Muslims in Nigeria. That is amounting to around 50% of our population, as according to the research. Now, you go to the other side, you have the number of Christians also. Nigeria has above 84 million Christians in Nigeria, amounting to like 48.1%. Now you can see there is no clear majority. That's less than 2% different. Now, things like this, there's no other country with this kind of Islam and Christianity head-to-head numbers. Now we have there where we're having Indonesia, having countries with a lot of Muslims in their country. You see that it is close to like an Islamic nation. Iran and some other countries with large number of Muslims, and those are fully Islamic nations. Then you get to other countries like Philippines, some other countries having a lot of Christians, like the United States. They are actually a secular state, but they don't have the problem of trying to balance Islam and Christianity the way we do in Nigeria. Before, I know as I'm saying this, and some people will say, he's an Igbo guy, you guys are Biafran guys or IPOB guys, and that's normal. Just follow the facts. I'm not the one that released this. This is a reputable research organization that released those figures. So when you have Christian and Muslim ideology coexisting together, can Nigeria work? Can a society work? Society has never functioned like that. Because when you have clear majority of Christian or have clear majority of Muslim, there seems to be like a kind of the Islamic ideology taking the upper hand in those societies, and the other ones are minority, we have the majority. But in this case, we're having Christian and Muslim almost at the same 50-50%. And, you know, historically, successful societies, that's the successful societies have been arranged around some elements of commonalities like ethnic groupings, language, shared history, and of course, religion. And that's why you see countries like Turkey and Iran. These are countries organized around Islamic ideology, like religious ideology. The other countries also on the Christian side. If you watch Nigeria now, there's no commonality. There's nothing joining a lot of us together. You have people like, if you talk about religion, talk about ethnicity, shared history. These are different nations brought together, just artificially joined together. So it will take a miracle for Nigeria to work. It will take we finding a new path for Nigeria to work. So, and like I said earlier, this discussion that people should be bold enough to talk about, and it should not be something our generation should shy away from. We must talk about Nigeria as, I believe strongly that Nigeria as constituted now cannot work properly. Okay, just imagine if you want to find something like a national age bracket for like marriage. It's not going to work out nationally. You can't have those kind of national laws in Nigeria because of our religious beliefs. And if you believe like in the West where they say you have to be like above 16 or 17 before you can be legally married, it won't work in Nigeria. So you can't have this kind of, there are things that you cannot have consensus on. Those are the basic laws that functioning societies have. But you cannot have those kind of laws here. You cannot have a consensus because we don't have those elements of communalities. Like, don't have those elements where all of us share together. Now, if you watch the Southwest, for example, we have Islam and Christian cohabiting peacefully. Why is that? They have shared history. They have the same language. Like, that's what I'm telling you, that societies are arranged around. So when they have some of those elements, so they can forego, okay, we have religious differences, but we are brothers. We are brothers and sisters. Not that we're brothers and sisters by mouth. We speak the same language. You understand? You may be a Muslim, but I may be a Christian, but we have the same father and mother. You understand? So if they have those things that join them together, they are stronger than what is separating them. But when you have all those four elements and none of them join any society together, it becomes almost impossible for a society to work or function properly. You can say Nigeria is functioning, but you and I know that this is not the kind of Nigeria we want. To have a central or consensus ideology that can drive Nigeria will be very hard. Unless we go back to like a regional kind of setting where each of those regions we can reduce a lot of this friction. Or we go back to a true federal system where all the states will control and make some of the laws for themselves.